It is really becoming scary when you hear things of this nature happening in the body of Christ. Because ordinarily, it is in the body of Christ that peace and joy is supposed to be restored. But in recent times, how the devil through his agents doing his agenda are manipulating people to think that true blessings are material things, thereby making these young people who are one way or the other supposed to stand for Christ are losing their souls to the devil without even realizing it. You only become aware of what you have involved yourself with when you are too deep into whatever it is that you are associated with. Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we have a story from one of our brothers who has been through it and wants to share deep things that are happening in the gospel ministry of the Christian faith with us. He agreed to have this conversation with us but wanted us to not to put his name out there. We agreed to it, and so we need to honor his request. The most important thing here is to understand what is going on in this world and know how to connect yourself back to your Maker yourself. In this deep revelation, he talks about how he became a part of this occultic group, where he was given the mandate to recruit 15 promising young ministers into the occult kingdom. I will entreat you all to pay much attention to our brother's message to us all. I wouldn't want to take much of your time, so let us all go and listen to what our brother has for us.
This world is full of so many secrets that we don't have any idea of. In this realm that we operate as human beings, to be at the top of the things you are doing and stay consistent, it takes a lot to get there and to do that. I will say that most of the people that you adore and idolize them, they all have their secrets, which are in sharp contrast to what you have been made to believe. I am not having this conversation with you so that I can come out and disgrace someone and the things they are doing. But then, I am here to let the people know what really goes on behind the scenes with the people they so much celebrate. When we first spoke on the phone, you told me that you were shocked to hear me say the things that I was talking about myself. I understand you perfectly. And I know it is because people do think that what most of the people out there speaks with their mouth, they actually believe them in their heart. If you do think so, then as a member of this occultist, I would like to tell you today that you are doing yourself harm than good. Most of the ministers you know, be it in the gospel ministry, prophetic ministry, and any other ministry that you can think of, they belong to the satanic cult. They have sworn an allegiance to the devil and are only doing the bid of the devil. In exchange, he has also granted them wealth and fame. That is why as a gospel minister and as a prophet or pastor, you see them flaunting their wealth in the face of the people. The devil has made them to behave in such manner, so as to lure more people to his kingdom. That is why everything and every message being preached in the church today are all about prosperity. Don't get me wrong, I am not trying to say that if you have money, it is a sin. No. That is certainly not what I am trying to tell you. But the message of today ministers, pastors and even prophets are all about prosperity and nothing that seeks to correct the everyday Christian. They are gradually turning the heart of the masses away from the true core of why Christ is there in you. This I also did with all my might and energy. Because I had sworn to do the bidding of my master the devil. Let me discuss with you how I got into this in the first place. I know I have already sold my soul to the devil, and there is nothing I can do. This doesn't change the fact that I want to tell you who is still out there and is naive about how things work in ministry. I started in singing group when I was young. This was when I was an Adventist church member. We were 7 in number as far as our singing group was concerned. After some time in ministering as far as singing in the group is concerned, I had the chance to travel outside the country. And this is what changed me completely. Where I missed the mark. During my time overseas, I met this minister who was at the time doing so well in the ministry. He happened to be an African just like as I was. So when he also saw how I ministered, we immediately became friends. And since he was already established there, any program he will be billed to perform, he will try and carry me along so that I can also share with the people what God has gifted me with. All that time, nothing evil ever came to my mind about him. My friend, let me tell you this, that is how people are naively getting themselves recruited into the devil's kingdom. They will make you to think that they have your best interest at heart. Why am I even saying they? The thing is that I am a part of this whole demonic assignment ongoing in the continent. The assignment is to recruit as many as 15 young ministers who I know they have the potential to win people to the other side. I am to bring these people into our kingdom. And in exchange for that assignment done, I am assured of continuing enjoying the game and wealth. And those people that I recruit into the kingdom are also given different mandates to also lure people into the kingdom as well. The inspirations for the songs that we do put out there are all from the occultic masters. And they do sound comforting and soothing to the listener because of the backings that it has. Let me talk about myself like I said. I just don't write songs like writing sake. Before I get the inspiration to write any songs, I will have to consult my occult sources, and the lyrics of the songs will be given to me either through dreams or sometimes, even the masters themselves give songs for me to sing. I have like about 5 of my hit songs that were given by one particular master from Ghana, and 2 of my songs were also given to me by one master in Nigeria, all of whom are pastors, pastoring over so many congregations. Now this friend that I met in overseas, Canada to be precise. He told me that he was going to help me get my breakthrough because he sees how talented and gifted I am. He told me he was going to introduce me to some senior ministers of God who helped him break through the walls of success. This was a welcoming news coming from him. True to his words, he told me that one of the men he was talking about was coming to UK for a program and he was on the bill. So he will use that as an opportunity to do the introduction. He arranged for everything for our trip without me footing any bills. He seemed so generous, and by so doing, I developed a lot of trust in him. That is how I came across this big initiator in West Africa. In fact, if I am to mention his name to you, you will be shocked. But then, I promise you that, on our next conversation, I will provide you with detailed information as to the number of prophets he has initiated into the cult. And also the number of lives they have destroyed. If I talk about these pastors and even gospel musicians who are to speak the mind of God, the kind of things that they are doing behind the scenes, nothing will push you to even enter the church again. I have witnessed life being taken away from my fellow human being before by these men of God. I am going to say this before I continue. The creator of the universe does not kill his own creation in any way because you have talked about his prophets or servants. That assertion is never true. What happens is that, when you have an issue with any of these prophets, what they do is that, they go back to their occultic shrines and then conjure something against your spirit and soul. And if you're not strong in the spiritual realm, they will destroy your life. After which they will now make it look like it was because you had that issue with him or her, that is why the Creator has struck you with that punishment. But I can tell you on authority, as far as I know, and the things that I have seen done to people, it is the same prophets who go behind the scenes and curse you because of the evil powers they have. In fact, when we got to meet the man, he was someone that I had seen all over the place as doing great works for the Creator. Just as you all believe him to be a good servant of the Creator of the universe, I also did too. But then, after the service and we went to his hotel room, he had invited my friend to come to the hotel where he was staying. We went and my friend had the introduction done. Apparently, they had already gone through with their conversation over the phone. And the man knew exactly why I was there, including my friend. But what I had in my mind was totally different from what they had. My first shock came when the man asked my friend to bring his drink from the fridge. When the drink was brought, it was this hard liquor. They took turns with the drink. The man poured some of the drink and offered to me. I told him I didn't know how to drink. He laughed at me and then assured me that there was nothing to worry about. That was my first time of taking hard liquor in my life. And for some reason, it felt so good that I asked for more. During my time of taking the drink, the man said that my initiation into the higher realms will begin that evening. He made it sound so perfect and holy in my ears. After about some time, when I took the second drink, I was out. I honestly can't tell you as of now what really happened. But then, I woke up to see myself in the big sofa that was there wearing only my boxers. I was all alone in the room. I got to the door and tried to open it after I had called my friend and no one answered. The door was locked when I checked. I saw my clothes in the single chair sofa that was also in the room. I took my phone and called my friend. He didn't answer at first. He came to call me back after several attempts to get through to him but couldn't get him. He told me that he had gone to a place with the pastor and they will be returning in no time. I wanted to ask him what happened to me, but he ended the call. Honestly, I knew something bad had happened to me. But I tried to put that thought away. Because I had this feeling that I have been used or taken from my behind. Because I felt pain in there and there were some nasty things there when I checked with my left index finger. I quickly rushed to the washroom and washed down. After about some time, my friend called back and asked me to order food from the hotel because they are aware that someone was in the room. I asked why I should do that, and he said they will be coming but they will be late. I then asked what happened to me. Before I could end the question, he ended the call. I didn't feel like eating anything. I was just angry and at the same time wanting to know what really took place when I passed out. The thing is that they returned late in the evening around 9 p.m. The man then said I should relax because there are a lot of things that he had to discuss with me if I truly wanted to make it in the ministry. He continued that he was prepared to help me reach any heights that I want. He then picked a phone and called the receptionist and ordered for food for the three of us. After eating, he told me that he was booking a room for me to go and sleep in it. He said that he was waiting for someone so that we will all visit the temple for them to honor and initiate me into the hands of the Most High. I told him that I wanted to know what really happened to me. He then told me that when we get to the temple, everything will make sense to me. I agreed and he booked for a room for me. I slept in the room all alone. It was around about 2 a.m. when I started having these strange feelings. I felt horny and this time around, I didn't feel for women. But then, I was feeling for a man instead. I don't know what came over me that night. I went to their door and knocked on the door. My friend came and opened the door. He just went inside the room and I followed him. That night was so strange. Even right now that I am recounting what happened, I still feel some way about. The pastor was in bed and was wearing only singlet and his boxers, same as my friend. I just went straight to the bed and started kissing the pastor. He also kissed me back and said that, I knew you were going to come back. That night, all the three of us had it in turns. It was after that, the pastor told me that, whatever I wanted to know about is what I came for again. He told me in the morning that, he was willing to support me to reach any heights that I could imagine. He told me that, he was going to be my man. Same as he is like a husband to my friend. And he was going to stand in for me so that I can have my initiation done that day. Provided I was ready for it. Without hesitation, I told him that I was ever ready to go through with it. That day, I was initiated into the kingdom of the occultist group, where we pay obeisance to the devil. I will be detailing how I have also initiated or recruited 15 top gospel musicians into the occult world.
Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. After listening to this story, I will say that, I leave everything to our viewers to foment and share their experiences with us all, if only you have experienced something like this. We are going to have series of interviews with our brother, so that even as he is part, he can share with us what really is going on in the dark places where we cannot see. Again, I would like to stress that, we do not have any motive, but we are here to help our innocent brothers and sisters to realize what is happening out there, that they do not have any idea about, so that they can make their own decisions going forward in their walk with Christ. The only thing I can say is that, know Christ for yourself. Because it takes you to discover yourself, and nobody else. Let me talk about what really is happening in this generation. Our people and loved ones are gradually being deceived into thinking that, pastors cannot make mistakes, and as if they cannot also do things that are dangerous. With the kind of confessions that are coming in, and we are compiling to give to you our dear listeners, it will shock you to know the dangerous and some astonishing things some pastors are doing out there. I always say that, know the God your Lord for yourself. And do not see God from someone's perspective. Because you might not know their sources and the kind of things they do behind the scenes before they come and tell you the supposed word of God. We will continue with what our brother have been discussing with us in the next episode. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. I pray that we learn from some of these stories and live a better life. If not for anything at all, it pays to live a decent and better life. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.